Chapter 8. Then Jehovah said to Moses, "Go into Pharaoh, and you must say to him, 'This is what Jehovah has said. Send my people away that they may serve me. And if you keep refusing to send them away, here I am plaguing all your territory with frogs. And the Nile River will fairly teem with frogs, and they will certainly come up and enter into your house, and your inner bedroom, and upon your couch, and into the house of your servants, and on your people, and into your ovens, and into your kneading troughs. And on you, and on your people, and on all your servants, the frogs will come up." Later on, Jehovah said to Moses, "Say to Aaron, stretch your hand with your rod out over the rivers, the Nile canals, and the reedy pools, and make the frogs come up over the land of Egypt." At that, Aaron stretched his hand out over the waters of Egypt, and the frogs began to come up and to cover the land of Egypt. However, the magic-practicing priests did the same thing by their secret arts, and made the frogs come up over the land of Egypt. In time, Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron and said, "Entreat Jehovah that he may remove the frogs from me and my people, as I want to send the people away that they may sacrifice to Jehovah." Then Moses said to Pharaoh, "You take the glory over me to say when I shall make entreaty for you and your servants and your people, in order to cut the frogs off from you and your houses. Only in the Nile River will they be left." To this he said, "Tomorrow." So he said, "It will be according to your word, in order that you may know that there is no one else like Jehovah our God, in that the frogs will certainly turn away from you and your houses and your servants and your people. Only in the Nile River will they be left." Accordingly, Moses and Aaron went out from Pharaoh, and Moses cried out to Jehovah because of the frogs that he had put upon Pharaoh. Then Jehovah did according to Moses' word, and the frogs began to die off from the houses, the courtyards, and the fields. And they went piling them up, heaps upon heaps, and the land began to stink. When Pharaoh got to see that relief had taken place, he made his heart unresponsive, and he did not listen to them, just as Jehovah had spoken. Jehovah now said to Moses, "Say to Aaron, stretch your rod out and strike the dust of the earth, and it must become gnats in all the land of Egypt." And they proceeded to do this. So Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod and struck the dust of the earth, and the gnats came to be on man and beast. All the dust of the earth became gnats in all the land of Egypt. And the magic-practicing priests tried to do the same by their secret arts in order to bring forth gnats, but they were unable. And the gnats came to be on man and beast. Hence the magic-practicing priests said to Pharaoh, "It is the finger of God." But Pharaoh's heart continued to be obstinate, and he did not listen to them, just as Jehovah had spoken. Then Jehovah said to Moses, "Get up early in the morning and take a position in front of Pharaoh. Look, he is coming out to the water, and you must say to him, 'This is what Jehovah has said. Send my people away that they may serve me. But if you are not sending my people away, here I am sending upon you and your servants and your people, and into your houses, the gadfly. And the houses of Egypt will simply be full of the gadfly, and also the ground upon which they are. And on that day I shall certainly make the land of Goshen, upon which my people are standing, distinct, that no gadfly may exist there, in order that you may know that I am Jehovah in the midst of the earth. And I shall indeed set a demarcation between my people and your people. Tomorrow this sign will take place." And Jehovah proceeded to do so, and heavy swarms of gadflies began to invade the house of Pharaoh and the houses of his servants and all the land of Egypt. The land came to ruin as a result of the gadflies. Finally Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron and said, "Go, sacrifice to your God in the land." But Moses said, "It is not admissible to do so, because we would sacrifice to Jehovah our God a thing detestable to the Egyptians. Suppose we would sacrifice a thing detestable to the Egyptians before their eyes. Would they not stone us? We shall go a journey of 3 days into the wilderness, and we shall definitely sacrifice to Jehovah our God, just as he has said to us." Pharaoh now said, I shall send you away, and you will indeed sacrifice to Jehovah your God in the wilderness. Only do not make it quite so far away that you are going. Make entreaty in my behalf." Then Moses said, "Here I am going forth from you, and I shall indeed make entreaty to Jehovah, and the gadflies will certainly turn away from Pharaoh, his servants and his people, tomorrow. Only let not Pharaoh trifle again in not sending the people away to sacrifice to Jehovah." After that, Moses went out from Pharaoh and made entreaty to Jehovah. So Jehovah did according to Moses' word, and the gadflies turned away from Pharaoh, his servants, and his people. Not one was left. However, Pharaoh made his heart unresponsive this time also, and did not send the people away. Chapter 9. Consequently, Jehovah said to Moses, "Go in to Pharaoh, and you must state to him, 'This is what Jehovah the God of the Hebrews has said. Send my people away, that they may serve me. But if you continue refusing to send them away, and you are still keeping hold of them, look, Jehovah's hand is coming upon your livestock that is in the field, on the horses, the asses, the camels, the herd and the flock. There will be a very heavy pestilence. And Jehovah will certainly make a distinction between the livestock of Israel and the livestock of Egypt, and not a thing of all that belongs to the sons of Israel will die." Moreover, Jehovah set an appointed time, saying, "Tomorrow Jehovah will do this thing in the land." Accordingly, Jehovah did this thing on the next day, and all sorts of livestock of Egypt began to die, but not one of the livestock of the sons of Israel died. Then Pharaoh sent, and look, not so much as one of Israel's livestock had died. Nevertheless, Pharaoh's heart continued to be unresponsive, and he did not send the people away. After that, Jehovah said to Moses and Aaron, "Take for yourselves both hands full of soot from a kiln, and Moses must toss it toward the heavens in Pharaoh's sight. And it must become a powder upon all the land of Egypt, and it must become boils, breaking out with blisters, upon man and beast, in all the land of Egypt." So they took the soot of a kiln, and stood before Pharaoh, and Moses tossed it toward the heavens, and it became boils with blisters, breaking out on man and beast. And the magic-practicing priests were unable to stand before Moses as a result of the boils, because the boils had developed on the magic-practicing priests and on all the Egyptians. But Jehovah let Pharaoh's heart become obstinate, and he did not listen to them, just as Jehovah had stated to Moses. Then Jehovah said to Moses, "Get up early in the morning, and take a position in front of Pharaoh, and you must say to him, 'This is what Jehovah the God of the Hebrews has said. Send my people away, that they may serve me. For at this time I am sending all my blows against your heart, and upon your servants and your people, to the end that you may know that there is none like me in all the earth. For by now I could have thrust my hand out, that I might strike you and your people with pestilence, and that you might be effaced from the earth. But in fact, for this cause I have kept you in existence, for the sake of showing you my power, and in order to have my name declared in all the earth. Are you still behaving haughtily against my people, in not sending them away? Here I am causing it to rain down tomorrow about this time, a very heavy hail, the like of which has never occurred in Egypt from the day it was founded until now. And now send, bring all your livestock and all that is yours in the field under shelter. As for any man and beast that will be found in the field, and not gathered into the house, the hail will have to come down upon them, and they will have to die. Anyone who feared Jehovah's word among Pharaoh's servants caused his own servants and his livestock to flee into the houses. But whoever did not set his heart to have any regard for Jehovah's word left his servants and his livestock in the field. Jehovah now said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand toward the heavens, that hail may come on all the land of Egypt, upon man and beast, and all vegetation of the field in the land of Egypt." So Moses stretched out his rod toward the heavens, and Jehovah gave thunders and hail, and fire would run down to the earth. And Jehovah kept making it rain down hail upon the land of Egypt. Thus there came hail, and fire quivering in among the hail. It was very heavy, so that there had not occurred any like it in all the land of Egypt from the time it became a nation. And the hail went striking at all the land of Egypt. The hail struck everything that was in the field, from man to beast, and all sorts of vegetation of the field, and it shattered all sorts of trees of the field. Only in the land of Goshen, where the sons of Israel were, there occurred no hail. Eventually Pharaoh sent and called Moses and Aaron and said to them, "I have sinned this time. Jehovah is righteous, and I and my people are in the wrong. Entreat Jehovah that this may be enough of the occurring of God's thunders and hail. Then I am willing to send you away, and you will not stay any longer." So Moses said to him, "As soon as I go out of the city, I shall spread my hands up to Jehovah. The thunders will stop, and the hail will not continue any longer, in order that you may know that the earth belongs to Jehovah. As for you and your servants, I know already that you will not even then show fear because of Jehovah God." As it was, the flax and the barley had been struck, because the barley was in the ear and the flax had flower buds. But the wheat and the spelt had not been struck, because they were seasonally late. Moses now went out of the city from Pharaoh, and spread his hands up to Jehovah, and the thunders and the hail began to stop, and rain did not pour down on the earth. When Pharaoh got to see that the rain and the hail and the thunders had stopped, he went sinning again, and making his heart unresponsive, he as well as his servants. And Pharaoh's heart continued obstinate, and he did not send the sons of Israel away, just as Jehovah had stated by means of Moses.